tenure working alongside Tina, I have witnessed firsthand her unwavering dedication to providing enriching educational experiences that extend far beyond the confines of the traditional classroom. Tina is a beacon of energy and innovation. She consistently seeks out new and creative ways to engage her students, whether through interactive simulations, immersive field trips, or dynamic multimedia presentations. Her ability to infuse historical content with real-life relevance captivates her students' imaginations and fosters a deeper understanding of the past. What truly sets Tina apart is her tireless commitment to her own learning and growth as an educator. She is constantly seeking out professional development, attending workshops, writing curriculum and lesson plans, and exploring the latest research in history education. This dedication to self-improvement not only enhances her own practice, but serves as a powerful example to her students to embrace a theme of lifelong learning. Beyond her exemplary teaching skills, Tina possesses a genuine warmth and empathy that endears her to both students, families, and colleagues. She creates a supportive and inclusive classroom environment where students feel empowered to share their ideas and perspectives. Her passion for history is infectious. Her enthusiasm ignites a spark in her students that transcends the boundaries of the classroom. So those are just some of the highlights and the reasons why Tina is a recipient of this well-deserved award. So at this time, it gives great pleasure on behalf of the school committee that we would like to honor Miss Tina O'Brien. Come on up, Tina. So you can receive the award from Sarah. Sarah, if you'd like to say anything, feel free. And then Tina, the school committee, has a citation as well. Tina, come on over. Dr. Paletta has a citation for you.
Oh, okay.
We have two.
We don't have flowers, but we have a citation.
I'll take papers. I love papers.
Citation is from the North Providence School Committee. It's the Town of North Providence School Committee citation. Be it hereby known to all that the North Providence School Committee hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Christina O'Brien, the Gilda Lehman Institute of American History 2025 Rhode Island History Teacher of the Year. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the hope for continued success. Proposed this 24th day of September 2025. And the school committee is very proud on you receiving this award. Congratulations. You're welcome to say a few words if you choose to.
Okay.
Your choice.
I figured you were teaching one, so you know, I don't know. No, thank you guys very much. I was really excited to get this award, and you know, it means a lot here because I started my career here. I want to end my career here. 17 years I've been here, and it's just really nice to keep, you know, being doing some work all of the time. Where? Middle?
Yeah, here, that, yeah, that, and then we're good.
Like this? Wait,
Yeah.
Oh, I see what I'm doing now. Yeah, you did. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Tina.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So, Tina, if you guys wanted to skip the boring part of this meeting and start celebrating and whatever, you feel free.
I'll watch Crystal for a little bit.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay, next item on the agenda, item number 3, approval of minutes, the regular meeting on August 27th.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Executive session, August 27th.
Motion made with appropriate section of Rhode Island State law. Second.
Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, correspondence, we have none. Item number 5, there's no public comment. Item number 6, Chair will entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second?
Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Where's my sheet? Got the second sheet. Just a second. Item number 7, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Goho.
Thank you, Dr. Pilata. This evening, we have with us from Studio Jade, our architect, Mr. Philip Conte. So Phil and our OPM left field gave a presentation yesterday to the construction project building committee, and the building committee did approve the submission to RIDE, which Phil is going to explain to all of you as well. The next step in the process is to also have the school committee present that, and the reason for this is procedural, so that when we submit this plan, if we go forward with it, that we are able to secure reimbursement from the Department of Education at the 80% rate. So we are approaching the stage now where the budget for the current elementary school construction project is coming into focus. And as you know, the bond was approved by the voters to include health and safety projects for the middle schools and the high school as well. So at this point, the project manager is projecting that the project is on time and on budget, which is great news, and also that there will be a contingency fund that will allow us to move forward with some upgrades. So Mr. Feroli and I, and also obviously our administrators in finance department, we have identified some of the projects in the district, particularly here at the high school, that need attention. Normally, these would be maintenance issues that would stress the operating budget or the capital budget. So by being able to address these projects through the bond, we're able to relieve the budget, and then by doing that, save the town and the taxpayers from this liability. I will say that we want to start early, so not everything is in focus yet, but because of the design process that would have to take place, and then the procurement process, and then mobilizing to do these processes over the summer, these projects over the summer, we want to begin early so that if the funding is available, which at this point, the initial information is that it will be, we are ready to go over the summer. So having said all that, I'm going to turn it over to Phil Conte, and then we will need a vote by the school committee to approve this submission. Mr. Conte.
Great, thank you. And I just want to echo what the superintendent said. If you have not yet driven past Wayland or Greystone / Woodlawn, Woodhaven, I would encourage you to do so. Those projects are proceeding very well, and that's a testament to the collaboration between the town, the school department, the owner project manager, construction manager, and the design team. So it's certainly setting a high bar and a very good example throughout the state for other municipalities that are also going through some school construction projects. And because of that, we're able to pick up some additional projects that we talked about at the high school, which right now preliminarily includes the window and building envelope projects. Our intent is to proceed with a building-wide replacement of the windows, focusing on the original part of the school first. These windows will be insulated, low E. It will have an operable component. Certainly, it will improve the efficiency of the building envelope, as well as reduce heating and cooling costs. Again, the priority will be the existing part, the original part of the building, and then we'll proceed as budget would allow. We're also prioritizing the replacement of the windows in the gymnasium. Those units in particular are far beyond their useful life, and there is water infiltration. You have invested in the gymnasiums. We want to obviously be good stewards of those investments, so we want to replace those windows as well. Regarding the schedule and budget, our intent is to maximize the remaining high school budget. We want to continue with our design, bidding, and pre-construction through the fall and winter so that we can start construction in the spring and finish it in the summer. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Phil, just a bit of context too for the committee. I stated this at the building committee meeting yesterday. So the windows on the old side of the building facing Middle Spring Avenue, the original school, are approximately 35 years old. They were installed when the school was remodeled. They are not working. Many of them, they're not functioning. They don't open, they don't close. But the important thing is that we can't get parts. They don't make parts for these windows anymore. Because the question was asked at the building committee meeting, all right, is the spending justified? We're not just spending money for the sake of it. So I clarified that, yes, the windows are 35 years old, and obviously there are issues with heating and cooling and water infiltration, not only with those windows, but as you showed in one of those photos, the windows at the gymnasium. I don't want to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Have learned a lot from you, but those windows are called CalWall.
Yes.
And they have 20-year life expectancy. They're about 35 years old, so they're leaking as well, as you stated, and they're causing water infiltration. And then the other piece, which is not contained in this presentation, but I put this on the table for the building committee yesterday so that they are aware. There are 3 skylights in the high school. We're sitting under one right now. They've been covered by plastic roofing for the last 10 plus years because they leak as well. And so the goal would also be to address this issue as part of this as well. So,
correct. And this is also CalWall. So I cannot reiterate enough that maintaining the integrity of the building envelope is really the highest priority in terms of protecting your assets and your portfolio of buildings. So this is absolutely warranted, and certainly comes with value-added benefits across the board.
So, Phil, this project, the window project, is reimbursable?
Yes, it has been included in the stage 2 that we did several years ago, and there is money allocated for high school improvements through both the bond and the RIDE approvals.
Thank you. Anyone have any other questions? Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
So at this point, Dr. Pilata, I would ask the committee to consider approval of the submission to the RIDE North Providence High School building envelope improvements.
Motion made to approve.
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Phil. So next item on the agenda, I would invite back up to the podium High School Principal Mrs. Kristen McGill and Social Studies Department Chair and AP Test Coordinator Crystal Bozigian to bring some news to the committee regarding our high school advanced placement test scores, which I'm sure you read about in the breeze a while back, is proceeding in a very positive direction. So Mrs. McGill and Ms. Bozigian.
Good evening. Thank you, Superintendent Goho. It is my pleasure to be here with you this evening. And before I introduce Crystal Bozigian, our Social Studies Department Chair and AP Coordinator, and a dedicated leader here at North Providence High School, I would like to give you a summary of our AP programs, which have thrived since their inception in 2015. We are now offering up to 15 courses at this time. The results speak for themselves. Our students are achieving at record high levels while we continue to focus on equity and access for all. Just this year, North Providence High School celebrated a 75% overall pass rate on AP exams, with top scores in subjects such as pre-calculus, literature, U.S. history, and physics, all above state and global averages. What's even more exciting is that success is consistent across all student groups, with Hispanic and Asian students leading the way, and reduced and free lunch students performing right alongside their peers. As we look ahead, Crystal and our team at North Providence High School will continue to be committed to growing our programs by identifying new AP students, new AP courses, encouraging multilingual learners, supporting families, and ensuring every student has the opportunity to succeed. At this time, I would like to welcome Ms. Bozigian to share more about our AP performance as a school. Crystal?
Thank you, Mrs. McGill, and thank you, Superintendent Goho, Chairman Pilata, and the school committee for having us this evening so that we could talk about the success that we've had with our AP program. As Mrs. McGill said, there is a lot to celebrate. We were able to put together a brief presentation for you. I see that you guys have the slides. I did bring a few extra if anyone needs some, but it's also on the TV for us here. So as we just go into the presentation, I think everyone is aware that College Board Board is the company that supports our SAT and PSAT, but then also offers these advanced placement courses for students to have the chance to achieve college level success and credits before they even walk through the doors of a college campus. As Mrs. McGill said, we are up to 15 courses here at North Providence High School. And a little caveat at the bottom there, the very last bullet point is our VHS program, Virtual High School. We have had students in the past take courses through the AP program in our VHS classrooms that we don't offer. So things like environmental science and human geography and the higher level calculus, Calculus BC. So that's been able to happen because of our virtual high school program as well. So at any given time, we are proctoring, 15 to 20 different exams on our campus in the spring. Our program started in 2015, so we are very fortunately invited at our 10-year mark for our success on AP. Obviously, like any new initiative, it's going to take time to build a program. The College Board offers me a 5-year summary. So I did go back and find our 2020 year of 5-year summary, which takes me all the way back to 2016. So that's why a little bit disjointed on the bar graph there, but they do only provide a 5-year summary. But again, the thing or the item that we really want to be celebrating is the far right. We are up to a 75% pass rate. Just to be transparent, we obviously saw a dip in 2023, but Mrs. McGill and I did the math on that, and those were our juniors and seniors who went home in 8th grade and 9th grade in COVID and had a few years of obviously some interrupted learning. So we're able to explain that. And again, now we're very much out of that COVID slide and back to top performance. In 2023, again, maybe ironically, we were celebrated at the State House for our increase in access to AP opportunities. So our growth over the years since our inception of the AP program to where we were in 2023. And I bring that up really because if we look at the 5-year summary, that's inclusive of now getting us to 2025. Even in those 2 years since our celebration at the State House, we've continued to increase. And so we certainly have an uphill trajectory for adding more students to the program and those students taking more tests and challenging themselves in even more classes. I would be totally remiss if I didn't congratulate the students and the teachers. Our program is nothing without them. We have a couple of our AP teachers in the building, are in the room with us right now, Mrs. Ambrose and Mr. Cicerone, who do an amazing job with their AP classes. And again, out of the 15 courses that we have, it is really our largest department, if you will. And I'm, again, honored to be the coordinator for that department of our school. Again, it's the most in school history that this past spring we were able to get 150 AP students tested, and those 150 students did take 274 exams. So obviously we have students who are doubling, tripling, quadrupling up, and again, really challenging themselves with our course offerings. As far as the achievements of now bringing it directly to the 2025 results, which is why we're here this evening, we had our most ever scores of 5. So again, as far as the AP program is concerned, a score of 5 is the top. That is your perfect score on an AP exam. With a score of 5, 4, or 3, most colleges will take 3 and above as a college credit, or at least start you, beyond a prerequisite course and advance you into a, second level, third year level of the course. So again, very impressive is that out of the 274 exams that were tested, 205 of them received that score of 3. So that's where we get our 75% pass rate. Various subjects that have the 21 5s that we had, again, perfect scores in more than more than half of the programs that we offer. So 9 subjects were able to have that perfect score of 5. As far as Mrs. McGill also mentioned that we did some comparison to us versus them, just where we kind of stand out versus the state of Rhode Island, and really globally, the exam is given internationally all over the world. And it is a locked-in date and time wherever you are in the world. So everyone on May 4th is taking the exact same exam, and again treated as really a baseline for where you do stand up against one another. And so, to be honest, yet again, I did sample 4 of our core subjects, and I did strategically pick the 4 subjects that did the best in each core area. But if you take a look at our literature scores, our pre-calculus, our physics, and our U.S. history, in those 4 core content areas, we are well above the state of Rhode Island in this passing rate and well above the global passing rate as well. We also have AP Scholar designations, and these are communicated to us later in the summer after some of the math is done on our students. They are deemed an AP Scholar or an AP Scholar with honor or an AP Scholar with distinction, and again, our most AP Scholars ever awarded this year. And that does speak to the number of exams they're taking, but you can't just take 5 AP exams and score your 1 and be a, AP Scholar. You have to take not only a number of AP exams, but also do very well on them. And so the breakdown is there for AP Scholars. We had 16 of them, 6 Scholars with honors, and 5 Scholars with distinction. And again, that's after their whole AP career. So some of our graduating seniors didn't even find out that distinction until August, as they're now off to college. So it is certainly something to celebrate even after they're not here with us. As far as the demographics are concerned, again, Mrs. McGill tried to provide just a quick little overview, but we did pull that data for the various demographics. AP reports on the breakdown of by gender, by race and ethnicity, and by socioeconomic status. So there are a couple tables here to show that. Again, the big takeaway that everyone is performing at a very consistent level. There is no demographic that is grossly outperforming or underperforming one another. So this table, again, being by gender, this table with ethnicity. We also are very reflective of our school's population, of who is taking the AP courses. We have a large number of our minority populations, and again, scoring and the pass rate there to remind us that they are topping out at the 75% in most places. And again, socioeconomic status, another indicator that College Board keeps track of, and very kindly, College Board leaves it up to the school to, again, provide as much access to students as possible. So any student who is in need, we are able to work with the College Board on a free and reduced rate. And then we're really fortunate in Rhode Island. The state of Rhode Island pays for those exams for us. So there is no one at, a disadvantage to be able to have cost be the factor as to why they are not taking the AP exam. And they are costly. It's up to a $99 exam per exam. We have funds within our school as well where we're trying to, even if a student doesn't qualify for the free and reduced status, but they're taking 5 exams, that's a hardship to families. So we have, methods in place with myself and Mrs. McGill taking situations into consideration and using some of the funds to supplement maybe their second, third course that they want to take the exam on. And lastly, and this does bring us to the end, just kind of putting it all together, what would be our continued commitment only to see that 5-year summary continue to grow? I mean, 75% is a great passing rate. I would love to see it go higher. We'll see what that reality, is as we continue. But again, things like continuing to work with students and parents on the importance, communicating the importance. Again, a $99 exam, but a $1,500 course on a college campus. So there is a great difference in cost if they're able to get some credits before going off to their college of choice. We're going to continue to use AP potential reports. So again, a lot of reports on the back channel that I'm able to see that not just our students who are currently in enriched classes continue in those enriched classes, but what students are performing well on PSAT that we've overlooked. And College Board gives us that opportunity to kind of say, wow, that kid tests really well, but maybe has been under the radar in a classroom. And so we work with that student, the family guidance to try and build a schedule that can challenge them a little better. And then again, a couple other items here in terms of what we can continue to do, but we also are always advocating or asking for our MLL students. They're native speakers. Try taking the AP Spanish test and walk away with, 3 college credits in that regard. So that is another way our world language department is assisting in getting, again, more students committed to our AP program. So that takes me to the end, but I'm happy to entertain any questions or feedback from the committee.
Well, I, for
Yeah,
one,
sorry.
certainly am impressed
United States.
by
District.
the statistics and the data. And I want to thank your staff and yourself for all the hard work that they put in. It certainly shows in the results. And it might be worthwhile just to let everybody know that we are an urban ring community, and the results that we produce are incredible
Yes.
as an urban ring community. So a lot of congratulations goes out to you and your staff. And I saw from 2020 to 25 the increase, percentage increase in the scores. What do you attribute that to?
Again, I think that we are reaching more students with more courses. I think that we saw the dip in 23 explained by COVID slide, but now a recommitment to that's over, and we are, trying to advance beyond, where we've been. And again, we have at least 80 more students taking the exam, so therefore that's more opportunity to score well, hopefully. I guess it also means that they could score lower. But we just started our pre-calculus class at the AP level, and so that added another 43 people last year. We offer our AP European class to our freshmen so that we can start the culture at a much earlier age. AP culture is very different than a lot of the teaching and learning that we're used to in North Providence, specifically because we're such an innovative teaching school. But AP takes you through kind of that teaching to the test, using a textbook and asking our students to read that textbook on their own at home. And that's not happening in a lot of their classes because it's interactive group work, it's station rotation, it's, digital work, which is wonderful stuff. But we've really built a culture from freshman year now where even if AP Euro doesn't have the highest results as AP US History. AP US History now has high results because those freshmen already had a chance at the same style test 2 years previous. So I'd attribute it to the culture that we've built as being a 4-year AP program and not just waiting till junior year for what is this class, what is this test all about.
Well, in my mind, the quality of success is a testament to the quality of teaching and
Very much
professional
agree.
development. So I, for one, thank you very much. On
Thank
behalf
you,
of the
Dr.
committee,
Pilata.
Thank you.
Thank
Anybody
you.
else have any questions or comments? Mr.
Just a
Silva?
comment. So I like the idea of culture because that's what it's all about. But it's also a testament to the students who are willing to challenge themselves.
Absolutely.
And the families who support them. And being a changing demographic in an urban ring community, we have a lot to be proud of.
Absolutely.
And so do
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone
Thank you.
else? Ms. Carr.
I just wanted to acknowledge that North Providence is one of the few that brought ninth graders into the AP world, which I think is excellent. Not everybody understands that that's an opportunity. So, and it's very few districts that do it. I, push my teachers all the time to think differently about the world, and I think that's a credit to you as well here. Thinking
you.
about how can you expand opportunities at a very young age for when they come in. As a parent of a ninth grader going through that last year, I did have to give the school counselor some updates because she's 14, and I said there's only so much she can handle the first month of school.
Yeah.
So making sure we also got the updates. So I appreciate that Ms. Bazigian did a very nice job making sure that the freshman parents helped guide them as they were learning how to mitigate high school. And I want to thank also Ms. McGill because I think that's a credit to your work around the course of study, the program of study, to ensure that we're always looking to expand opportunities. And I think, you guys don't get enough sort of celebration. So kudos to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Great.
Good job.
Mrs. Bozigian and Mrs. McGill, one of the things I'd like to add is we all know and we've heard about the success that the high school has had in recent years with the CTE pathways and PTEC and the associate's degrees that kids are earning and the pathways that they're exploring. So to also have success on the AP side. So, to have students who are aspiring to go to college, the students who are in pathways may also be aspiring to go to college, but also may be aspiring to trades. To be able to have success in both of those realms at a comprehensive high school is very rare. And so those data charts and the fact that it shows that all of our subgroups are performing on par and there are no disparities, that is also going to help you guys with your upcoming accreditation visit. I'm sure you're aware of that as well. So, but kudos to the high school for being able to succeed. Yeah, to be able to succeed with both tracks, so to speak, or both programs and both sides of the spectrum is fantastic. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I would just say one last thing. Things just do not happen. People make it happen, and it certainly shows with the leadership at the high school in terms of what's happening at the high school. So we thank you for that.
That's also thoughtful.
Thank you. Okay, so next item on the agenda. So moving down to our lower end of the age group, I would like to ask our Director of Student Services, Ms. Van Avery, and our Early Childhood Director, Ms. Casey Ferrara, to come to the podium. As the school committee is aware, a few years ago, we reorganized the supervision of our early learning program with the specific intent of improving the preschool program in all facets, but as it particularly related to the Bright Stars certification, which then became state law, that we achieve a level that we were not at before you took over. We were very fortunate to be able to find you and attract you to North Providence and to hire you. So Ms. Ferrara is here with some outstanding news to inform the public about the status of our early childhood program. Ms. Ferrara.
Thank you, Mr. Goho. So included in a packet that we've given you earlier is the information and update for our Bright Stars program for pre-K. So like Mr. Goho said, this was something that was in early learning centers from a long time ago, probably about 15 years ago, but just newly has become law in the last year that public schools had to participate. It was always voluntary. While we were participating in this voluntarily, we had 2 stars. So obviously we wanted to do better than that. And Bright Stars is really looking at the quality of the entire program, right? What are we offering students? How are we interacting with them? How are we assessing them and making sure that we're planning appropriately and we have all the things that we need to make sure they're successful. So when they come in, one of the first things that they look at is our learning environment. And it's so much more than just the physical space of what they're looking at. It's wanting to make sure we have enough toys. Do we have the right toys? Do we have enough for everyone that's there? And is it appropriate for the level of children that we have? So we were one of the first IAS classrooms, so with children with just special needs, to do this Bright Stars rating because people are saying it can't be done, and we proved differently, which was great. They're also looking at our staff-child ratios, which we are well within the ratio they're looking for 3 and 4-year-olds. They're looking for 2 staff with 18 to 20 children. We do 2 to 15 or smaller, which is also our group size, which also we're doing a really nice job keeping those nice and small. All of our teachers are qualified. All of them are duly licensed in regular ed and special ed, as well as myself. And our principals are all appropriately licensed as well. Our leadership is great. We have our excellent principals that are sitting there and overseeing the schools. We've brought myself in as the education coordinator to really oversee that program in particular. So we meet all the qualifications there that they were looking for. We had quality control in place, which was something they were looking for. So when I first started, I did observations of all the classrooms, kind of figure out what we needed. I put some things into place so that we could reach this higher rating, and the teachers did an amazing job of carrying those things out. Our curriculum is great. The teachers follow it very well, and their adaptations for all our students are done individually. We can see that when we do our next piece, which is the assessment. When they looked at everything that we had, they thought it was extremely thorough and that we were definitely catering to each child and making it individualized so everyone could learn. And then our special education practices. So what are we doing in the community to make sure we're helping other childcare centers who have students with special needs? So we are partnering with Dr. Daycare and with Tri-County, who have RI Pre-K and also have Head Start and Early Head Start, and we're helping them as well and making sure that they are able to help the children in their centers learn the best they can too. So you'll see the scores for each school. The way that it works is if you score anything under a 4, you get kind of what that score is. So even if one area is a 3, your overall score is a 3. Very proud to say both schools scored a 4, which is really incredible, and that's a huge testament to how well the teachers were doing in those classrooms. So we had to write a small quality improvement plan. There wasn't a whole lot that we needed to improve, which was amazing. So if you look at both of these, you can see how close we were to having a 5, actually. And it's very little things that we need to improve upon in order to get that 5. I've already got one thing in place, which is I had to offer professional development to our itinerant schools at Dr. Daycare and Tri-County, and I've already done that. So that will get us up on a 5 on that one the next time we apply. One of the things I noticed when I first started was the assessment practices weren't really the same across all the teachers. So everybody was doing a great job assessing, but everyone looked a little bit different. So we kind of unified that. And so everybody's looking more similar. And so if I go from one class to another, I can kind of look at their assessment and I can see that where all the kids are. So we always did a great job of that for our students with IEPs. We need to do a little bit better of a job with that for our community learners. So now I feel like we've kind of evened that out and we're doing a better job there. And then the last thing is really just in 2023, they updated the Rhode Island Early Learning and Development standards that we follow for our programs. All of us that had training, I won't say how old mine was, but it was a little old. And most of the teachers, some of theirs was old too. So they are making us retake a lot of the things that we've already taken. So we are all in process of that. I took one this summer, so we've got one checked off the list. So we're just really updating our training there. And that's why there's a little star next to some of them that we just need to take a couple of the trainings that they're making us kind of redo at this point. So that's what I have for Bright Stars. Anybody have questions about that? Yes.
Given the political climate of the federal government when it comes to education, is this system in jeopardy at all?
It could be. It is federally funded. Bright Stars is federally funded.
Okay.
It is through the Rhode Island Association of the Education of Young Children, so they call it RIAC. That is federally funded as well. So if the funding stopped going into them, then yes. I do think at this point they're receiving quite a bit of state funding to help support the program because it's been so successful, and really the drive behind wanting to make sure we're putting that quality into early childhood because we know what it does as they get older.
Right. Okay.
Mrs. Picard?
So, one, thank you for bringing the presentation forward. I love hearing about the youngest learners that we have because this is the foundation.
That's right.
And this is an area that I feel is definitely statewide has not been thoughtful enough to be able to support our teachers in a way that's robust and strategic. So when you talked about the quality control, I was very intrigued because I think this is something where even as I feel like I'm getting feedback. I'm gonna just go with that. I know I'm loud, but you can hear me, right? Okay. So when you talk about the quality control and the typical the community peers and the students with IEPs, I'm just curious about what was the sort of ground level root causes that you saw. That I know you mentioned like assessment and obviously making sure that I'm guessing you're using your MTSS systems and things like that. But I'm just curious, did you notice any patterns and trends, like when you said like low hanging fruit versus where we're going for we have a new strategic plan coming up. What would you expect to see as the director of early childhood in our strategic plan to make sure we take North Providence, not just the next 3 years, but really have that compass north for the pre-K youngest learners?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think we've talked a little bit about the fact that
an hour ago.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit about the fact that MTSS doesn't really start until kindergarten, and how can we fix that? Right? So how do we make sure that we are hitting those kiddos already in pre-K? So one of the things I did do this year that hadn't been done previously was we always screen our community learners as they're coming in, and then they weren't getting re-screened as time went on. So I re-screened every kid this year just to make sure we weren't missing anything. Because, we want to make sure they're still on track and things are still developing the way they should be. So I did the child outreach screening on every one of our peer learners. And then everyone coming in this year was screened again. So that helps us at least get an idea from the beginning if there's anything else that we might need to address. And our teachers are really good at coming to us and saying, can you come observe this kiddo for me for a little bit? I just want to see if I'm missing something. meeting. I'll give them some tips and some feedback, and then we kind of will go back and forth. So we're really making sure that we're watching. You know, with IEPs, we do those progress reports trimestrally. So we just want to make sure all the kids are being looked at trimestrally so that we're not missing anything if something comes up. And we did send a few of our peers to the special ed team last year for screenings for speech and some other things, and they did receive services.
Just to follow up,
Yeah.
because, I could probably talk about this all night. I won't, I promise. But one more thing, and I'd love to sort of touch base with you and Cindy at a different time. Offline so that we could talk more. But when we're thinking about, because now we have the new facilities, which Bright Stars is so much easier with new facilities, right? That gives you a little bit more of a boost. But what Dr. Paula said is true. Like, it doesn't happen, just doesn't happen. People have to do that work. So I love the fact that you screened all the kids moving on as they're 3 and 4 and 5. When you talked about the staffing and you talked about the numbers, and when we look at the staffing, do you look at it day by day, like AM, PM, or are you looking at it holistically, overall numbers of students?
Morning and afternoon.
Okay, you do. So you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So then the staff becomes flexible for your needs. Thanks.
Yes.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Nice job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You?
Sure. I in your packets as well, I wanted just to provide all of you a special ed update. And so what that is pre-K to 12, everything that we were doing and that I sent out to our special education faculty. So it's compliance, it's best practice, it's everything that we need to be working on throughout the year. So somebody said I was acting like Louise when I sent this out, but because it's so thorough. I know, it was great, Louise. It was a compliment. But it was everything that we've been doing. And I don't get that chance to share with you like Louise does every month in terms of a report. And I wanted you to see all the work that they're doing as well.
Well, we would expect nothing less of the 2025 Rhode Island Special Ed Director of the Year, Ms. Van Avery.
Please join me at the water fire on Saturday.
I'll be there. Thank you. Oh, can I ask one more thing? I want to just double down on what Anthony said. I think it was a great point because with the federal funding, I just think people don't necessarily realize that while the state has sort of ponied up a lot of money for states, for our state, and let's say we never always say thank you, but thank you because the state allocations have been rising. The pre-K is one of the programs I think we're most concerned about because if the federal dollars go away, that becomes an operating budget cost that I don't think everyone realizes. Out of curiosity, I would love to, in the budget, when we talk about the budget, if something was to change, talk about those dollars in comparison to what the state aid coming in versus if we lose, because we also know that Title I, II, III, and IV could be in jeopardy next year. There's no promises. Yeah. But I appreciate Anthony bringing it up because I think it's an important point that people realize pre-K is not, it's not mandated, right? It's K through 12. So we always say pre-K through 12 because they're our youngest, but I think for our community and for our town councils, it's probably a very important thing for us to hit in when we're talking through our budget for this coming year.
Yeah, Mrs. Picard, real quickly, because I knew you were going to ask me that question, so I came prepared. We actually only get $23,226 to support our pre-K programming from the Department of Ed. So it's really minimal amount of money, to be quite honest with you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, I would request approval by the committee of the enclosed district distance learning plan for 2025-2026, which, as you know, in case we have an emergency or up to 5 days for inclement weather, we can implement the distance learning plan. This is the same plan that you have approved for a number of years with only minor technical changes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Just discussion.
Any questions on the district learning plan?
I
Mr.
don't.
Picard?
I just wanted. I'm curious about, and not this. I'm going to approve the plan. That's the budget. I want to make sure that when we utilize the days, I'm curious about if we could track the attendance because I think there's a lot of conversation about, bringing, reducing February vacation or things like that. And before I think about things like that, I'd like to know about because I've had parents reach out concerned, and I get it, especially some who are teachers in other districts who have kids who come here and now they're trying. So the distance learning has become a really difficult thing, especially our moms who are teachers, and their kids are at home while they're doing this. So I'm just curious about from elementary, middle, and high as we move on, if we have any of those days, what the attendance looks like, what's the feedback from teachers. Because I do think while I get it, it gets settled earlier, I wonder if it's as robust and it is as important as making sure maybe that we have that time in class. Especially when I think about our pre-K learners and those that can't really have, or they don't have those skill sets yet. So I just want to be mindful of that. You don't have to answer me now. I just like thinking of that data as we move forward, especially as we think about the strategic plan.
Yeah, it's a very good point. If I could just provide some context, over the last couple of years, we have had, and again, maybe we've been fortunate with snow, but we've had 1, maybe 2 distance learning days. And it is a delicate balance because we have received actually very good feedback from the community that they like the distance learning days, making up days in June, especially like this year. We're going back, we're in school till June 18th. So then you get the Juneteenth holiday. So then we would go into the 3rd week of June. So, parents start to plan vacations. So you get that aspect of it. It is a valid point about the younger learners, but at the same time, what we have heard from our secondary people is once you get into June 18th, June 19th to make up days, June 20th, the secondary kids, the attendance starts to drop off. And so by doing the virtual learning days, we've had like great RICAS preparation. We've had great AP preparation, which the secondary kids would lose that if we had, makeup days at the end of June. So I do appreciate your point. We do look at the data, and I do recognize it is a delicate balance. We're never going to be able to please 100% of the community with whether we do traditional makeup days because of snow or virtual days. But thus far, I know that the feedback that we've gotten is positive. But I mean, the attendance rates would be good to look at as well.
Yeah, we can definitely look at it. I'm sure we do have that data, so that's not a problem. I was going to remind also just the school committee that it's 3 hours, max to get the day. So
Minimum, right?
Right, but we give kids the opportunity to also have, some parents want kids to be able to play outside in the snow and things like that. So it provides, as Mr. Gaho just said, again, you're not going to please everybody.
But just remember, the law
balance.
changed. So this is where I want to push our thinking, because with the change of the General Assembly 2 years ago, when we look at our instructional minutes, you don't have to actually, when I call out school, I don't have to make it up so many days because of the instructional minutes.
Right.
So if we look at our schedules, for especially like our youngest learners, maybe not the high school, but maybe if we look at our instructional minutes, we don't have to, they already have so many minutes. So as long as you meet the minutes, not the days, you could think about it that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments? Okay, there's a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Goho. Item number 8, we have no school committee reports. Item number 9, old business. We have no old business. Item number 10, new business. First item on the agenda under new business is discussion, approval, extension of the superintendent's employment agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Goho, for all the hard work that you have done to get an extension, 3-year contract extension, which is the maximum required by law. I'd just like to make a few comments regarding what you have done since you became superintendent. I think it's important for the public to hear many of the accomplishments. One of the highest honors that Mr. Goho received, and certainly brought honor to the North Providence School District, is when his colleagues supported him and approved his Superintendent of the Year award in 2026. During Mr. Goho's tenure, the district and/or along with Mr. Goho have written and received over $18 million. Think about that, $18 million from various grants, state, federal, and private grants, to improve the school system and to improve student outcomes. The superintendent also reorganized the district finance committee when he first came on board, and he implemented needed procedures and policies and protocols for appropriate management of school funds and the education budget. And as a result, the independent audit findings remain at 0. That's a testament now to the well-managed and continuation of the finance department. And that has led over the years to a deficit to a surplus within the school department. Under the superintendent's leadership, the district has utilized state and federal grants to implement new curriculums in ELA, math, and science from pre-K to 12. The district has also expanded the CTE programs, pathway programs in both the middle school and the high school. And additionally, working closely with CCRI students, as we all know, a student can earn a college associate degree prior to graduating from high school. With the 2 new elementary schools, the district was able to institute specialized programs for children with disabilities, thus returning out-of-district students and placing them back in their neighborhood schools. Among the urban ring districts, North Providence has achieved the highest state assessment scores in PSAT and SAT scores. The district has also made significant improvements toward reducing chronic absenteeism. Under the superintendent's tenure, there have been multiple facility upgrades, including the remodeling of the middle school and the high school gymnasiums, the new high school auditorium. The high school also has remodeled its beautiful library media center and cafeteria. Additionally, under the superintendent's leadership, North Providence has constructed 2 new elementary schools and will have completed 2 additional new elementary schools by 2026, in addition to a new administration building. The construction of the 4 new elementary schools and administration building has received an 80% reimbursement rate from the state, saving the North Providence taxpayers millions of dollars over multiple years. We are very fortunate to have Mr. Goho as our superintendent. He has dedicated 28 years of his professional career to North Providence. And I would be remiss if I didn't also thank your leadership team for their hard work and dedication. Mr. Goho, you have assembled a very talented group of individuals to assist you in providing every student with the opportunity to become successful. So we also thank you for your hard work. The talented group of individuals is extended also to every school department employee. And we as a committee are thankful to the entire staff. All of this doesn't work unless there's total cooperation by everyone. So I just want to extend that out to the general public in terms of what has been accomplished under your tenure, Mr. Goho. And we certainly look forward to continued success within the district. Tonight's test scores are another prime example of what's taking place in the district. And we're happy that you have received another 3-year contract. I assume that you accept it.
We didn't ask.
And certainly with the approval and your vote, I'm happy to sign that new contract. So once again, thank you, Mr. Go, for everything that you've done and dedicated 28 years of your career to North Providence. Thank you to your staff that you have assembled for all the hard work that they do. It certainly is showing in North Providence. I don't think there's a school district in the state currently that's will have constructed 4 new elementary schools, a new administration building, upgrades in the infrastructure in the middle schools, in the gymnasiums, and the cafeteria, the library media center, and as you heard tonight, upgrading the windows at the high school. Those are tremendous accomplishments, and it takes a lot of work and dedication. So on behalf of the school committee, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bellata. So I wanted to, obviously, I'm glad you thanked my leadership team, which is tremendous, as you saw tonight, with, the work that we've done at the preschool to move to 4 stars, almost 5 stars, and we don't even have the new facilities yet. The work occurring at the high school, and of course, our middle schools are well respected as well. So as Gina and Dr. Plata mentioned, it doesn't happen without people doing the work. But and we have that. We have talented people. But I also would be remiss. I already have the contract, so this isn't to get the contract. But I have to acknowledge the school committee. I'm a fellow school committee member myself in another community, and I would argue that the two that I work with are probably among the best in the state in terms of allowing and enabling all of the administrators at the central office, at the building level, and all of the staff to be supportive, and a school committee that does everything it can to allow talented people to do their job in every role in the school system. So the school committee that we have is absolutely phenomenal. I could not ask for a better school committee. So I really want to express that publicly, and the job that you do to know your role and enable the district to thrive really also falls on the school committee. So thank you.
Anyone else? Any comments?
I'll say something.
Yes.
I just want to say it's a real honor to be up here with you, Mr. Go.
Thank you, Mr.
Definitely
Mayor.
educational role model to myself. Just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item B, I'll turn it back to the superintendent.
Okay, next item, I would request that the school committee consider and approve the 2025-2026 school committee meeting schedule as submitted.
Second.
Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is I would ask the committee to approve the bid for the lettering that we are planning to install for the front of North Providence High School. As you know, we've undertaken an effort over the last couple of years with district branding. There is some of the lettering on the back side of the high school associated with the administration building. So our plan, working with the high school and the classes who would like to also provide funds towards this as well as the athletic department, we would like to tie the front of the building with the rear of the building, and then obviously with the high school being the beacon for the district, with the rest of the district as well. So we're looking at putting the NP brand, sort of similar to what Mr. Hicks has on his shirt, only a little bit more formal, maybe like the one that's above us. Actually, I think it's more like that. So we did go out to bid for that. The funding will be a collaboration between the high school athletic department, and the school department. So I would ask for your approval for that enclosed bid.
So moved.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next item is I would request approval of the committee of the bid to replace the fencing for the high school athletic field. We did go out to bid for this as well. As you know, the administration building has brand new fencing. And when you get to the high school athletic entrance, when you walk in, to the right of that is all fencing that is in disrepair. So we would like to replace that. It's quite a long stretch of fencing. It'd be quite expensive to do it all at once. So we want to do it reasonably and responsibly. Half this year and hopefully half next year. We did receive word from the Rhode Island School Building Authority that this will be reimbursable. So we will be paying at least 40%, at most 40%, could be less. So I would request approval by the committee of the enclosed bid.
So moved.
Any
Second.
questions?
Yes, one. How far are we going?
We're going from the entrance to, if you go down about, it's 100, we know this for a fact, Mr. Feroli, it's 130 feet, 130 feet to the right where the guardrail starts, that's in the parking lot,
Oh, towards Smithfield Road.
towards Smithfield Road.
Okay.
I have one question.
Yeah.
The appropriate signage will be up? No trespassing, etc.
It's up now.
It's up now, yeah.
Oh, okay,
we
good.
did add that, yeah, but you know what, once we put the new fencing, we probably will expand the signage down.
Okay.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Last item is I would request approval by the committee for removal of obsolete textbooks from North Providence High School as submitted.
So moved.
Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Goho. Item number 11, approval of bills.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12, use of property requests.
Motion moved.
Second.
Any questions on use of property?
No, just a comment. So, seems like a lot of activity at the schools, and that's a positive thing.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no pending business. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Have a wonderful night, everyone.